The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity Episode 10 begins with a scene in a cafe where Rintarou and his friends have come for group study. Rintarou, Waguri, and Subaru have come to do group study. Usami says that today he is going to eat a lot. Saku asks if he can really eat that much. Usami says he's very hungry today. He asks Waguri and Subaru what they are going to order. Subaru says she'll probably get a sandwich. Waguri cannot decide what to eat, so she asks Rintarou what he is going to have. Rintarou also starts thinking, and the two of them look through the menu together. Waguri then suggests to Rintarou that they should try the seasonal pasta because it looks really good. The scene then shifts to after they've finished eating, and now they are about to start studying. Subaru quietly tells Waguri to look at Usami. They see that Usami has fallen asleep. Saku tries to wake him up. Rintarou says it's not Usami's fault. He was studying very late last night for the exams. Waguri goes to Usami and says this cafe has lots of nice desserts. She suggests that they set study goals and reward themselves with dessert. Usami immediately wakes up and says, "All right, let's start then." Rintarou, Ayato, and Saku say he looks like an elementary school kid and Waguri like his mom. Then Waguri tells Rintarou that if he has any problems while studying, he can ask her. Rintarou thanks her but says he wants to try by himself first. Ayato adds that Rintarou was even studying during lunch break at school. Hearing this, both Rintarou and Waguri are a bit shocked. Rintarou tells Ayato not to say such things. He explains that Waguri is helping him study and he's happy about that, but he doesn't want to bother her over every small thing. He wants to try on his own first, and if he still has trouble, then he'll ask Waguri. She says, "Of course." Then Subaru notices Usami peeking at her notebook. She asks what's wrong now. Subaru says it's just her notebook. Usami comments how thick it is and then shows his own thin notebook, joking that Chidori students are just that smart. Subaru looks at his notebook and says it's the kind she used back in elementary school. After a while, Rintarou gets stuck on a question and asks Waguri for help. She starts explaining it to him. Subaru also needs Waguri's help with a question, but sees that Waguri is already helping Rintarou. Usami asks Subaru what's wrong. She says there's a question she doesn't understand and cannot solve. Usami tries to solve it but completely fails and apologizes, saying he doesn't get it either. Subaru says it's fine. Saku asks which question it is. She shows him. Saku takes the notebook and solves it easily. Usami is shocked that Saku solved a Kikyo problem. Ayato says he didn't know Saku was that smart. Usami jokes, "What is someone like Saku doing in Chidori?" Saku brushes it off, saying it's nothing special. Subaru tells Saku he solved it so easily and asks how he did it. Saku says it's very simple, he just used a formula. Ayato comments that he's never said this before, but Saku is pretty bad at actually explaining things. Saku is stunned and asks Rintarou if that's true. Rintarou says it's not that, maybe they were just dumb. Saku then takes Subaru's notebook and tries to explain to Subaru and Waguri, but they don't understand anything. Everyone gently tells Saku it's okay, it's not a big deal. Waguri apologizes for not understanding. Saku starts to leave, but Usami and Ayato stop him and say, "Come on, let's have dessert." The scene ends there. A few days later at Chidori, their exams are over and they receive their results. Usami starts crying with joy, saying he passed again. Ayato says, "Nice work." Usami says he can't believe he won't have to come to school during summer break, and even better, he scored 5 more marks than last time. 2 boys who failed come to Usami and Rintarou and ask how they managed to pass. Usami says they had the most talented teacher helping them. The two assume he means Saku and go to ask Saku for help. Just then, their class teacher comes in. The teacher says the exams are over and summer break is about to begin. He asks the students what their plans are. Some say they'll just let the days pass, some say they'll play games all night, others say they'll visit their grandparents. The teacher tells them to go and have fun. One student asks what about their studies, won't they get homework? The teacher says homework is important, but their school years are even more important. One day they'll grow up and when they look back at their school life, what will remain are these feelings and memories. Those memories will make their future days brighter, so the teacher wants them to fully enjoy their summer break. After school ends, Rintarou and his friends are heading home when some boys come up and ask if they're going somewhere after this. Usami says yes. They start discussing where to go, and Usami asks Rintarou where he wants to go. Rintarou says bowling. Everyone agrees. On the way, they split into 2 teams and both teams want Rintarou. Ayato tells him he's become really popular at school. Rintarou says he has more friends this year than last year, and that this started after he met Waguri. Then one of the boys says some Kikyo girls are walking across the street. Rintarou sees Waguri among them. Usami is about to call out to them, but Saku and Ayato stop him. Saku explains that the girls from their school and the boys from Chidori don't know they're acquainted, and if they're seen together, both sides will get into trouble. Usami apologizes and they move on. Then, Usami realizes Rintarou is completely spaced out, looking at Waguri. He calls to Rintarou and they keep walking. As they go, Usami asks Rintarou if he is dating Waguri. Rintarou panics and says no. Usami says, "Really?" Then adds that he's sure that Rintarou likes Waguri. Rintarou says he's never said that. Usami replies there's no need to say it. Anyone can see it, and he's sure Ayato and Saku notice too. Rintarou blushes bright red, holds his head and crouches down. Saku calls Usami an idiot. Usami says if Rintarou needs help, he can tell him. Saku and Ayato drag Usami away with a few hits. Ayato tells Rintarou not to worry, they won't tell anyone. Rintarou wonders if they really know, and worries that maybe Waguri has realized it too. Then the bowling game begins with 2 teams. The challenge is that the losing team must treat everyone to lunch the next day. Usami's team is winning and Rintarou's team is losing. Rintarou can't focus on the game. He's still thinking about everyone knowing he likes Waguri. Frustrated, he tells them he's going to get a drink. At the counter, he takes a drink and Ayato joins him. Ayato tells Rintarou not to stress. There's nothing wrong even if he is dating Waguri or just likes her. Rintarou says he's not thinking like that, then asks Ayato what a date actually is. Ayato says he doesn't really know either, since he's never been on one. Ayato tells him not to ask any of the other boys at school either, because they're all single and don't know anything about dating. On top of that, they'll just bombard Rintarou with questions about who the girl is and where she's from. Rintarou says that's true. Ayato again tells him not to overthink things. Whatever happens, happens, and says he'll always be by Rintarou's side. So Rintarou can trust him. Rintarou says he does trust him, which makes Ayato very happy. Then a teammate comes and calls them back, saying if they keep standing here drinking, they'll lose for sure. Rintarou says it's fine, now they'll make a comeback. Ayato says, "Let's go, Rintarou, and enjoy Usami's crying face a bit." After that, the 2 of them play really well. The scene cuts to Rintarou at home later. Ayato is messaging him, bragging about how they beat Usami and how much Usami cried. Just then, Rintarou gets a new message from Subaru. She apologizes for suddenly messaging him like this and tells him that Waguri's birthday is on the upcoming 22nd. Waguri would never tell Rintarou herself, so Subaru decided to let him know. Reading this, Rintarou becomes really happy, and episode ends.